Certainly a lot to get to weather-wise, and we'll start off with the eclipse forecast, I'm sure on the minds of many. And what we're still saying is about a 30 to 35% chance to see an unobstructed view of the eclipse. Certainly for the most part, the clouds are going to win out. There should be some breaks in those clouds though, and come eclipse time, especially for totality, there ought to be some lucky places that happen to line up the sun with those breaks in the clouds. And again, for a few, you're going to be able to see a pretty good view. Those high clouds that are out there for this evening, those are going to be drifting away, and hopefully the newer data will be correct. It actually doesn't bring back those high clouds tomorrow until later in the day. So that would be one less layer we'd have to deal with. But we certainly are going to see those low clouds come in for tomorrow morning as a warm front pushes through from the south, bringing in low-level moisture. And these stratus clouds are not going to have very many breaks in them at first. But by the time we get to 1:30, close to eclipse time, well, there should at least be some breaks developing in those clouds. And again, for the most part, this is looking like a lot of cloud cover, but there will be some patches of clearing here and there. Hopefully it'll happen where you are, so you get to see a good view of that eclipse there. Now, we're going to quickly transfer from eclipse mode into talking about severe weather mode for tomorrow afternoon. That is also very important. We want to make sure that that messaging gets home as well, because getting into the 4, 5, and 6 o'clock time frame for Monday afternoon, we're expecting really just some scattered severe thunderstorm development here, especially along into the east of I-35, but we could have some isolated activity to the west as well. These are all going to be capable of severe hazards. These could produce some larger hail, some damaging winds. A few tornadoes cannot be ruled out with these as well, so make sure you have a way to get some weather messaging after the eclipse, whether you're hanging out still at home or you're going to be hitting the road. Make sure you're staying aware of that. Tuesday morning could also be very wet, some heavy rain possible here, and maybe some isolated thunderstorms that are on the strong to severe side, but we won't really know more about the severe threat for Tuesday morning until we see how Monday plays out, because that's going to have a lot to do with where these frontal placements are for Tuesday morning. And we'll get some more of Tuesday's forecast a little later, but for now, what we really want to hammer home would be the eclipse forecast and the severe weather potential for Monday afternoon. Scattered severe thunderstorms possible in these orange shaded areas, which includes Waco, Temple, Killeen, and out to the east. Now, the strongest storms of those could be producing 2-inch hail, in other words, hen egg size hail, 65-mile-per-hour winds. A few tornadoes with this activity cannot be ruled out either. So again, we want to make sure that you have a weather-ready plan after the eclipse, whether you're headed somewhere, headed back home, or maybe you're going to be at home itself. Want to make sure you're staying attention to the weather there. Well, now, tonight we're looking at those lows dropping down into the 50s, maybe the 60s for the Brazos Valley, and temperatures tomorrow topping out around 78 degrees for Waco, 78 for Temple, 79 for Hearn, and 77 degrees there for Hamilton. Again, there's some potential for strong to severe weather on Tuesday, but we'll know more about that once we get through Monday's activity. A little bit of rain possible there on Wednesday, and by the time we get into Thursday, there is quite a bit of sunshine. Temperature is around 76 degrees. It does look like some cloud cover could be working back into the picture by the following weekend, but temperatures should be on the warmer side, getting up to about 80 degrees on Saturday with morning lows in the 60s. And it does look like it's going to be windy during that time as well. Winds of 20 miles per hour from the south.